Hey there, fans of Brotherly Love Wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious,
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier.
It's your man, CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City.
Hey there, Brotherly Love Wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
He said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Jay, you've seen the mountaintop. Shit, you're at the mountaintop right now. Some of us, we still got a lot of climbing to do. And that climb can make you so angry, so bitter, so disenfranchised. You remember what that's like, Jay? When everything you love turns into a up reflection of everything you hate, when admiration becomes disdain, when all those memories turn into nightmares. It makes you want to take all those people that are so comfy up on that mountaintop and show them how much it hurts.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And as you saw before our intro, the man with us today in that promo will be facing JTG this Saturday at Electric City Showdown in
Saturday night at Electric City Showdown.
We have Killian McMurphy joining us. Killian, welcome to the show.
Hello. That reminds me, I was at a show a couple weekends ago, and I think it was the first time the guy had ring announced. So every time someone gave him their information, he would do it. He would like full force be like, this is how I'm going to do it. And then did it every single time for an entire roster of talent. And every time my eyes got real big and I would stand behind him and I'd look at the person he was doing it for. And fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Fascinating in a good way?
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Every time it made me progressively happier, and I hope he's on more shows, and I hope no one tells him to stop. I hope he does it every single time.
That could be his.
Because not just him doing it right is funny, but watching people not know what to do while he's doing their entire
professional announcing, the whole shebang.
Yeah, no, he's at full volume, and he was rocking and rolling with it. It was awesome.
I love the dedication.
Yeah, no, that's exactly my eyebrows are up here, and I'm like, what do you guys think of that?
You kind of need that, though. That's a good tone setter for an event.
Yeah, I'd much rather have that guy, right, than most people when you stick a student in there from a school to ring announce, and they're kind of just getting through it. That guy had been thinking about it for months.
That's good. That's what you need.
And so he was in a 3-point stance, ready to show everyone how loud he could yell Trisha Dora's name.
It makes you feel special.
Yeah, it does. I certainly felt special that day.
And you usually don't get the chance to feel special in the ring when the audience is around.
No, they make me feel pretty bad about myself most of the time. Because I don't know, I've been babyface Killian here a lot lately, and my new thing is I'll start USA chants, and they're very hit or miss, especially when the other person you're working is also clearly American. Oh, we got booed pretty loud for it at Big Gay Brunch. It was awesome. Shay Fu,
you weren't working
I think Welsh.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I said you weren't working the babyface angle at Big Gay Brunch then.
No. I actually suplexed someone who's not from America, and then Dustin started a USA chant. And everyone reacted about how you would expect it. But in Dallas, of all places, you think,
yeah, man, I thought that would get over.
Yeah,
right, exactly. They hate
that
this country.
Yeah, that wasn't a. Yeah, that wasn't a Dallas crowd that I'm going to go out on a limb and say, not full Dallas.
Yeah, probably not. Probably a lot of international,
a lot of implants.
People.
A lot
of
on
out of towners in that crowd.
Yeah.
But we did Murder Mania in Dallas too, and had the same thing. I think I bit Bam Sullivan over the whole goon v goon thing, and then I looked at the crowd and I started chanting USA, and they didn't like that either.
They didn't buy it either, huh?
Bam is also just a white person from America.
Yeah,
at the very least. So either side you're looking at it, it's like kind of stupid. But I just love this country. I don't think there's anything stupid about that.
No, not only that, but you're trying to get the crowd going. I mean, you're trying to be the ultimate American baby face.
That's right. What is more fun to chant than USA? And even if it's not necessarily at my opponent, we all love.
We're celebrating.
Just want to be patriotic.
Yes. And who cares if it's not the 4th of July or Labor Day or Memorial Day? We're just chanting.
Wait till one of those days happens. I'm gonna go ape shit.
Now, could you go full on like Apollo Creed with the big hat and the red, white, and blue shorts, the trunks?
I feel like that would be too babyface, right? Because I think people might start cheering. Even I was at a show this past weekend in York, Pennsylvania, and we were like really putting it on, a bunch of baby faces, a full team of baby faces. It was the Goons, one of those classic big tag matches where it's the Goons versus a bunch of baby faces in a promotion. And we do the USA chant, and it's like just like booze
in York.
And then we do in York, Pennsylvania, and then
they're very patriotic too.
And we do the USA chant again, and it's like a splattering of booze, and we get a couple people going on the US, and we're like, okay, we got to kill it. We pushed it. We pushed this social experiment as far as we can possibly do.
I think you got to go a little bit further next time. I think you got to actually.
Do you think JTG will get mad if I talk about how much I love this country in our match?
Maybe.
Yeah,
he
probably,
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh well.
I mean,
you gotta roll the dice sometimes to get places.
Sometimes it's all about the mind games.
That's true. He won't know what to do.
Yeah, if you use confusion as your major tactic or your main tactic, I think you could come out on top.
Yeah, he'll be like, "I'm from Brooklyn," and I'll be like, "Well, do you not love this country?" I'll be like, "I guess I do," and then we'll shake hands and we'll hug, and then that's when I'll get him.
Yeah, right when
there you go.
Right when you're.
I shouldn't say that on this.
Yeah,
probably.
obviously, like give it away a little bit. But
if JTG watches this, then our mission has been completed.
Well, that's for you guys. That's not going to help me very much.
No, that's all a part of the mind games. I'm not going to go any further into it, but what you say could always be taken back. Expect the unexpected. Yeah, it's like reverse psychology.
You need to hang out with Dustin a little bit. You have more tactics. You have more tactics and game plans than he does. He always just says, we're going to go in there and we're going to vibe.
Let's leave it as brief as possible and as vague as possible. I like his tactics too.
No. We'll see if they work. And see if he brings a little something more to the table for this main event contest.
Yo, that's the thing. You're in the main event and you're in there with a name like JTG, NWA, former WWE. Like you said in the promo before, he was at the mountaintop. And he's still, like you said, he still is at the mountaintop. NWA, that is a top promotion. The eyes that get on that alone, the Crockett Cup, the amount of people that watched the Crockett Cup this past, a month ago.
That's a place you could start a USA champ.
There you go. Exactly. But all of that leading up to this match on Saturday, it's kind of you making that comparison of him being on there, even though he's in the indies and he's doing all these indie dates along with NWA. You're still fighting. You're still trying to get to that. What are you going to do on Saturday to take all that experience and try and, counteract that?
I mean, it's kind of cliche, right? But I've watched Crime Time growing up. Like, I've seen countless JTG matches. There's moves I see and my brain goes to JTG. To put it frankly, that's not the case for him and Killian McMurphy. He has no clue what a Killian McMurphy is, what a goon is, what a big dust is. Like, you joke about the confusion thing. Despite my nickname, I am a song and dance man. And I think a lot of people, especially a lot of people that have been around professional wrestling, how it's supposed to be, see what I bring to the table and don't really know exactly how to handle it and what to do with it. I mean, a lot of people say that's another reason why I'm not at the mountaintop right now, because I don't exactly do things how they're supposed to be done. But I think that can work to my advantage in a match like this.
I think that's one of the most interesting things is supposed to be when mentioned in the same breath as professional wrestling and how it has evolved and it's changed. And it's definitely not the same as it was back when you were watching Crime Time or back when we were watching the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars and whatnot. It is completely different. One, exposure is a lot bigger with social media and everything like that. You have numerous companies, you have minor companies that are getting on Fight TV and IWTV and basically putting it at everybody's fingertips. I mean, what it's supposed to be, I can only imagine that you're talking about how it was and how people of higher powers want to keep it. But I mean, I've seen you wrestle, I've seen you in the ring, and we've seen you live. And the way it's supposed to be, in my eyes, is that you're supposed to get a reaction no matter what you're doing from whatever crowd you're in front of. And when you came out and you work your match, or however you want to put it, when you're in your match, the crowd is always engaged and the crowd is always, they know what they're supposed to do when you're in the ring. Like they know cheer, but well, it's usually boo when I'm watching. It's usually boo, but they know, and you know how to do that. And no slouch at all. Very technically sound, like incredible wrestler, supposed to be technical wrestler, but
whatever that is worth,
whatever that's supposed to be. But the intangibles that I look for is entertainment and how you interact and how I'm supposed to, and the rest of the people are supposed to feel when you're in that match. And you have that. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fan interaction. Those are the people that buy the tickets.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And even when you look at, like, you talk about like how things have changed. I mean, this is my new hot take that I've been talking about specifically with my weed guy. We've gotten to really heated debates about this issue.
Well, pray tell.
My new hot take is professional wrestling was never supposed to be televised in the first place. It was supposed to be strictly a live event spectacle.
Like a circus.
Yes, exactly. I think that's like the root of things. Not saying like, I mean, I'm the king of the big goddamn cinematic. I love televised wrestling. Like that's changing the idea of what a match is supposed to be is exactly up my alley. It's what Dustin and I and the Goons as a whole love to do. But if you want to talk about how it's supposed to be, that, in my opinion, is how it's supposed to be.
Well, I think I'll tell you what, the one thing that always got me in that feeling, the one promotion is that Shikara used to do that. I felt like when I walked into that kind of show at the Wrestle Factory, That is what it was. There was a sideshow. There was a different character. Every segment, there was something different for everybody. And it wasn't this, you weren't watching the first match. You didn't see anything that you had in the first match, in the second match, or in the main event. Like, there was always that kind of style when you walked into that. And I think a lot more indie promotions have adapted that more. You walk into Camp Leapfrog. They did a good job at doing that. It's just one of those things that it gets lost, and especially with storytelling. And I know me and Joe are huge fans when a story can be told right, and the entertainment factor is through the roof. And that's what I feel like promotions like Shakara and Camp Leapfrog do a really good job of, and it's easy to fall in love with.
Yeah, no, I am very, very appreciative of the opportunities that came with Camp Leapfrog, and how it was really a platform where we were able to show everybody our idea of storytelling and professional wrestling. And when we put out Killian Vision and the response that Killian Vision got, we knew that we really had something.
Now, is this your brainchild, Killian Vision?
Between myself, Dustin, and Camp Leapfrog Management, which is now, High Tension Management,
Yes,
with Alex Watt and Maestro, those two figureheads were like very, very also huge parts of Killian Vision. So us four, collaborative effort. I mean, those two threw up the ball, and we were blessed enough to be able to, I think, hit an absolute home run with Killian Vision. I can't not give credit to all the other Leapfrog staff, all the wrestlers, and everybody who held a camera that day was a part of Killian Vision. And there were so many times where ideas were just like thrown into the wind by this person and that person. So for me to call Killian Vision a brainchild, especially when Dust, like, oh my God, put so much work editing into the thing, it would be off base. Like, it had my name on it, but it was a true Camp Leapfrog production, 100%, except the main event. The main event against Erica, that was all goons. That was a big goddamn cinematic at its very core. Like, that was our production team, but the rest of it was very much a collaborative effort.
Now, I wanted to speak on how, since we're talking about how it used to be or how it's supposed to be, like, it used to be cutthroat, everyone out for themselves. Like, everyone would stab whoever in the back just to get ahead and get on top of whatever card or promotion that they're in. Nowadays, it seems like there's more, I wouldn't say cliquey, but I would say that there's more friendships that are garnered, at least in the independents, but and they work their way up to the major companies as well. And I guess that's how you politic, but that's beside the point. I mean, I see that. I mean,
it's not really beside the point, though. It's a good point that you're making. The AEW was birthed out of a friendship of a bunch of guys, right? Like, the goons. People always say, like, how shocking it is to see such an authentic group of friends. Like, Rob was here last night. Dustin was here 2 days ago hanging out. Like, we all watched Eastbound and Down before our last booking. Like, the Gooniverse and the Goon friendship is a very, very real thing. And I think what happened was people realized you'll go fucking crazy if you don't have people you love around you.
I mean, there's a lot.
Even if you do,
there's a lot of, like, truth behind that. You could see that visually, the people that have clawed their way to the top and what they had to go through and put their body through and what ended up happening to them.
Yeah. I think your brain comes first at the end of the day, right? That's what really matters. And I've spent throughout my career, I spent a lot of time, like, on the road by myself, going to shows by myself, or hopping in a car with random people. And I have to say, these shows where I ride with my friends and I tag with my friends, or I'm managed by Dust, like, those, no matter the stage, like, despite what my promo said, right, those are what I love about professional wrestling, what I can really like sink my teeth into. And when that's when I come home 2 a.m, super manic and can't sleep till 6 a.m. Right. Like that's when I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. I'm having fun. I love this. So I honestly, like, I'm a Sonic the Hedgehog guy. Friendship is important to me. That's how they beat Metal Sonic and Sonic Heroes. The power of friendship. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are old enough. Yes, we are old enough to remember that.
That's when the series really went downhill, in my opinion. You want to hear my hot take? My Sonic Heroes hot take?
Absolutely.
You put a gun to my head, no pun intended, and you asked me to play Shadow the Hedgehog or Sonic Heroes, I'm gonna pick Shadow the Hedgehog every single time. Sonic Heroes, easier to beat because it's only got the 4 things and you don't have to do the multi, but being able to run fast and then pick up a gun is so much more fun than like, oh, I got to be this guy. But I just don't like the teams of 3. I don't like trios matches in my Sonic games.
I love how we can always throw it back to wrestling.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's my hot take. If you're like, okay, you have 45 minutes, go hop on the original Xbox and play a Sonic game, I'm gonna pick Shadow the Hedgehog over Sonic Heroes every single time.
So
every single time.
I'm gonna date myself and say that Sonic that I play was all Sega. Was Sonic Pinball, was Sonic and Knuckles, and the original Sonic. Those were my 3. And
yeah, I love the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis. That's absolutely my comfort game.
I still have it and have the Genesis and all. I also have a couple
nice.
I also have another couple weird games like Alter Beast. I still can't figure that one out. I'm 35. Still can't figure out Alter Beast.
I just got a Switch with the Nintendo Online. Don't tell anybody. I'm playing a Nintendo system. But it's got the Genesis emulator on there, and I'm gonna crack open Alter Beast, and I'm absolutely terrified of it. Right after I beat Banjo and Kazooie, because I never had obviously you can probably tell from how I tweet, I never had an N64 growing up, so I never played games like Banjo and Kazooie. So right now I'm rolling through that, and I'm like,
are you a skateboarding fan?
I'm a skateboarding video game fan.
Have you? You didn't have a 64. Does that mean you never played the original Tony Hawk's?
No, I played the original Tony Hawk's. I have like Pro Skater 2 for the Dreamcast over here, and then I had I think Pro Skater 4 maybe. And then of course I love personally the Thug 1, Thug 2, and American Wasteland games. I know American Wasteland in particular is kind of like with the crowd, but I love all those games, particularly Thug 2 when they got really, really, really silly. I loved that. Big fan of that. When you could be like Steve-O on the rodeo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, man, that's been so long. I don't keep up. I'm not quote unquote a gamer. Like I appreciate, like I've played video games my whole life, but I still would play all of my old games over anything new.
No, I'm the exact same way. It took a lot for me to get a Switch. Like as someone had to be like, buy this Switch, I'll sell it to you for half of what GameStop would buy it from me for. And I'm like, that's super cheap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually take you up on that. And he's like, I'll add you to my family plan. And I was like, all right, you sold me. But I'm myself an original hardware guy. I have a Dreamcast sitting over here. In my living room, I have an original Xbox that I played on. My PlayStation 3 just went up. I know that's not really quite the fun generations that we were talking about before, but I love playing games like Crazy Taxi or Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast because these modern ports of these video games, like I sound like a big nerd here, but they just don't hold up. And
I'm gonna make a recommendation for you since
Yes.
it's a game for. Do you get all the 64 games?
No, you only have like a certain whatever Nintendo. I'm at their mercy with what they put up on the store.
Is 007 up?
GoldenEye.
I have played GoldenEye. I have played GoldenEye.
But have you
before.
played it as an adult with your
No,
friends?
I have not played it as an adult.
Got to do that.
If you haven't played it as an adult with your friends, hi.
Okay.
There's 4 people. You go slaps only, and you go for the kill.
Mhm.
It's going to be hysterical.
Okay.
Especially if I could tell how you are with your friends. It's kind of like how we are with our friends. You're just going to have you're going to have a hell of a time.
Yes.
It's going to just
Absolutely.
be nonstop laughing.
Perfect. Okay. I love
And you
it.
have
I'll
to, whoever's the goofiest out of you all has to be Odd Job. He's the short guy you can't fucking see when he's coming through the screen. And you always,
I
and you're,
feel like that immediately would go to dust. Just by looking at you guys.
That too. That
Yeah.
was probably Dustin.
and whenever he runs by, he slaps you. You can't even see where he's fucking coming from. That might be
Oh my
perfect for
God.
him.
Well, he doesn't need any. He's already the gamer of the group. He doesn't need any unfair advantages. to tell the truth. We're gonna have to pull ourselves away from Def Jam Fight for New York for a few minutes. That's usually the go-to goons party game. That and I played the original Smash Brothers for the first time.
Really?
During a goons game night. Yeah, I'd never played it before. I played Melee.
Do you guys
for
stream
GameCube.
these?
Dustin has a streaming channel. I do not know what his Twitch handle is off the top of my head. I think it's Big Dust __, but I'm sure if you look on his socials, he has it somewhere. We haven't done it in a while, but the most recent thing that we have been streaming is an Oblivion playthrough. Dustin has never played Oblivion, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. To me, the only real Elder Scrolls game to ever exist, Oblivion. Yeah, that's a hot take. What do you think about that? No, I mean, I started with Skyrim, right? I'm like most people my age. I didn't play. I was too young to understand how something like Oblivion would have worked, and especially at Morrowind. I play Morrowind now, and I'm like, this is too. Like I said, original Xbox. I have a copy of Morrowind, and I'm like, I kind of fucking hate this. And then I play Skyrim now, and I'm like, this is fun, but it's a little basic. It's a little easy, a little non-committal, if that makes sense for any like RPG fans, which I'm not. But I do think Oblivion is the perfect balance of adventure game and role-playing game. And I think they really, besides the general glitchiness of some of the versions, particularly the PlayStation 3 version, which I have played, and it's borderline unplayable at times because it's so broken. It reminds me of like any game made past 2018.
That's the thing. Like, it's constant now, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
No matter what the game is.
Yeah.
It's always a
Yeah.
glitch.
It's constant.
Yep.
And it's always the weirdest fucking glitch.
It blows my mind that you can just put out what essentially is a beta version of the video game.
What blows my mind is that technology is so much more advanced than it was even 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, what the hell? Like, what happened?
You know what I think it is, and this is the take that nobody wants to hear. This is what gets me canceled by the video game community.
Right.
In 10 years when this comes out, I finally write for Sonic, and then they see this and they shut me down like John Tapper. These game companies can't have their employees work these obnoxious, stupid hours anymore. There's actually ethics in the in like game making now. So like, because people have to live normal lives, they can't make stuff like I don't know, Mario 64. I don't know what the production was like for that, but I assume
you're right.
probably
Very boxy.
That makes sense, because the main thing, the main lifestyle of a gamer is up till 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning doing gaming and developing. If you're stopping them at all right, it's 5 o'clock, go home. Like,
yeah, and there's got to be a balance, right? Like these people need to live their lives. I'm sure, like we are on the right side of things, while you have developments like Sonic Extreme, which like almost killed somebody, I think, just absolutely insanity, but just people pushing it and pushing it and pushing it to the point where it's dangerous. And now we just have to be like very, very strict on the other side of things. I think that and because they can do updates and because they can put out a beta version of a game and just say download this patch, I think a combination of those, that's my extremely uninformed opinion on why
but people
why you get a lot of these, like,
no patience that want to see that shit.
That's the other thing. I think we live in the like internet age where it's like, okay, game is announced, I want to see gameplay. Okay, I see gameplay, I want a demo. All right, I got a demo, let me buy it. And just people are like tweeting at these developers instead of just like, okay, maybe you find out it's delayed in a magazine. And it's just the pressure.
It's funny that you think that someone is going to read a magazine now.
Right, exactly. Like,
you just said
like
magazine.
Back in the day, that's the only way you would find out like a game.
Game Informer.
I was about to say you'd pick up Game Informer, but
Thank God we know the demo of our show. This falls right in the demo.
Perfect. It what was I gonna say? You have people that probably want those ridiculous hours for game developers because that means they'll get their stupid little Spyro 4 on time or whatever they're waiting for. Not that Spyro 4 would be stupid or little. That's the opinion that'll get me canceled, saying that Spyro 4 is a stupid idea. I would love a Spyro 4.
Those games were so oddly addictive. I loved like when Spyro came out.
Incredible.
It was just like, I'm not playing that little purple thing. Like, no. And then all of a sudden I played on a demo, and again, aging ourselves, on a demo disc that I got. Was the first time I played Spyro.
Was it from a Pizza Hut?
No.
Did I date you too much?
Was it a Crash Bandicoot game that had a Spyro demo?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's how most people, I think, were exposed to Spyro, was through those Crash demos.
Dude, it used to get those at Pizza Hut.
Year of the Dragon is one of my favorite platformers of all time. I think the third Spyro game, Year of the Dragon, I played the reignited version recently and beat it, and it's a beautiful game and an incredible, really captures the spirit of the original in a way that some of these reboots I've played don't. Like the Crash Team Racing reboot that I just played that for the first time, and it looks beautiful, looks really cool, has a lot of cool characters to pick from, but it just doesn't feel the same. And I guess, old man learned how to play a modern kart racer, but also at the same time, like, I just played Crash Team Racing like 3 weeks ago. I kind of want the same experience from the reboot, but that's honestly nitpicking and me getting close to those people who want to see game developers work 7 days a week, 24 hours, so they can get Crash Bandicoot 19 on time.
I mean, that's just not in that world too. I mean, if you look at online, like if someone puts out a merch and they say pre-order 6 weeks, someone will order that and message that person within the next 2 days and be like, why hasn't anything shipped yet? Like, it's crazy.
Or tweet at them.
Yeah, because you have that access to those people.
Yeah, the fourth wall is long dead. In many aspects of entertainment, it has its advantages. It easy access to celebrity, whether that be becoming one or talking to one, is very, very cool in a way, but it also really, really fucking sucks and is really, really, really scary.
Have you ever had a bad experience with like a fan tweeting at you or anything like that?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
constantly. Yeah.
Is it someone that doesn't know that, like, Let's see how to word this one. Like the grasp of reality. Is it someone that finds that hard?
Is it still real to them?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I think it's a lot of times people will take too much reality in what I say.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will just see and feel that an opinion or a tweet will take off, and I'll be like, I'll really feel in tune. It might be a very acidy thing that I'm saying right now, but very in tune with the zeitgeist and the collective consciousness. And I'll be like, okay, if I say this combination of words, people will latch on and they'll like it. So I'll just do it. I'll spit it out. I don't give a fuck. It's not how I really feel. 5 minutes later, I'll probably tweet just the opposite just to take the piss. But then that tweet will blow up and people will go crazy and it'll make people so mad. And then I'll just say, I'll beat you up in front of your parents. And they don't know how to take that because all of a sudden I'm like threatening violence for seemingly no reason. And it's amazing to me that Twitter's free. These just countless hours of entertainment. It's absurd. I have so much fun on that app.
Yeah, you find one like really good tweet and you see like 900 quote tweets, like that's the one that just be like, all right, I'll just filter through this for a little bit. Let's see what the people are saying.
Right. And when it's your own, your serotonin's just going crazy every time your phone lights up.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm popular. It's like a big popularity contest for everybody.
I'm making people feel is at the end of the day, it's what we all want to do, right? Like, say you're in it for other people, but at the end of the day, I think all of us just want to make other people feel how someone made us felt.
No, I think I was with you.
But Twitter's a very instant gratification version of that.
Yeah, definitely. Unless you know what's going on, then you could just kind of weed through all the insanity.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Ugh.
Yeah.
I've had workers message me when I'm like tweeting shit at them, and they're like, "Stop it! I don't like Twitter." I'm like, "Why do you have a Twitter then?" Oh my god! But I also I get it. At the end of the day, I don't necessarily like Twitter either. My shoot name. I don't have accounts. No, other than for marketing purposes, running this Facebook account and this Facebook account, business account wise, because you need identification to pay blah 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 blah. More of the story is I don't have anything not Killian McMurphy. I don't like social media, but I see the necessity of it. I know it's half the reason why I'm over. I know it's 100% of the reason why some people are over, and it just works. It's a sad reality, but it just works. As soon as I get off this call, I am going to check how that promo's doing on Twitter. And
I think it was at 14 and 19 when good. I just retweeted it.
Good. Thank you. But it's doing what it's supposed to do, promote the show and fire that little part of my brain that makes people feel like they care.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the special part of it. I mean, you kind of know going into it, you never know what the live crowd's gonna do, but you kind of have a feeling now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that just gives you the added reassurance before you actually get to the show.
Yeah, I can do it on a Monday. I can do it on a Tuesday. I can do it on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
constant connection to my audience in a way that professional wrestler, especially an independent professional wrestler, has never had before. I'm very, very lucky to live in this day and age of social media and everybody's in each other's living rooms all the time.
Killian, is there a piece of advice that you got while early in your career while training that sticks with you throughout your career and you use it on a daily basis?
I gotta say, before I answer that, I usually hate answering professional wrestling questions. I get mad when people ask me wrestling questions, but something about the way you guys are having this conversation, I really want to add. Maybe it's just because I just woke up from a nap, but I'm really inclined to answer these questions. I'm almost excited to tell you this stuff. But so good on you guys. Good on
Thank you.
guys.
Reverse psychology. We got it.
You can talk about Sonic as much as you want to. These are all the Sonic talk you want. Tell me about Archie. Tell me about Ken Penders. Come on. But
we know how to work the crowd here.
Shane Douglas told me he had a series of matches with my original trainer, Dirty Sunny Deeds, who's a ghost hunter on YouTube now. Funny sentence. He's
but somehow normal.
Yeah, very, very normal. Very
it fits this day and age. Now a ghost hunter on YouTube.
My old wrestling trainer is now a ghost hunter on YouTube.
Perfect sense.
That's me.
So back before he turned into Chills, he had a series of matches with the franchise, Shane Douglas, all over Delaware. And on that last match, I had just started training. I was probably like 3 months in. And I went up to Shane and I was like, hey, Mr. Dude, do you have any advice for a young wrestler? And
you said it just like that, like Kermit?
Just like that. I had a little beanie on my head.
With the spinning?
You were Muppet Babies. And suspenders.
Did you skip?
I skipped. They had big rosy cheeks and a cigarette. But he said, don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing. And I think that has truly embodied what the Goons as a whole had bring to professional wrestling. I mean, it's that old, we know what a professional wrestling match is, what else can it be? I think both those philosophies kind of go hand in hand. And I got to actually tell Shane Douglas, like 2 months ago, I was on an MCW show with him and I was like, hey, you told me this and it's worked out pretty well. Not the best. You could have gave me better advice. I could be making more money, but you gave me some solid advice. And I honestly, I think that has paid off huge, is that replaying in my brain over and over again.
All right, I'm going to throw one more wrestling question at you.
All right, now I'm mad. You lost me.
It was one too many.
One too many. Yeah, should have ended it there.
I feel like this is still and ties into that. Though.
Okay,
it's just a sub question.
As long as you're not like, how'd you get your start?
No, it'll probably be more of a recent thing. Like, when did you start to feel it click? Like, is there like a string of matches or something that happened in training, or maybe something that you did on social media or something that you recorded or something? Like, when did you really feel like it started to click and you're like, I think I have something, like I really feel like this is gonna start snowballing in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic, I think when the pandemic happened and everybody didn't know what to do, and we were putting out weekly title defenses with stuff like drone footage and long action shots and special effects and scripts and editing, which, like, editing, it sounds like, what a weird thing to add, editing, that's nothing. But a lot of people are just one long continuous shot on this stuff, and there were plenty of people that were doing content similar to that, but we took it so far away from, and it was a slow progression, right? We did like a backyard wrestling episode and we did like a horror themed episode, but it got slowly more and more abstract till eventually you got to like what we did with Sunny Kiss, which was so insanely not professional wrestling, but still a professional wrestling match when you look at it objectively and squint your eyes a little bit. So I think that and the success that came from that, the big goddamn Cinemagic against Erica, which is a 5-part series, for the Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship.
I'm pretty sure we had Erica on during that
run.
time frame.
Yeah.
Nice. That was her peak. She didn't get any bigger than that.
Nope.
She didn't do anything history making since then, anything incredible at all.
Not at all. She wasn't the first champion at ECW. This isn't her show. This is your show, goddammit.
That's right. Where's Donna Rama? That's who I want to talk about. No, I'd say the cinematics and the success that came from that, and the response I got from fans and my peers and the people I have to sing and dance for to give me the envelope with the funny green men in it. And like the magazines and Twitter, and like a lot of people really sunk their teeth into this stuff. And I know that's not really a moment where it clicked. It's kind of like a 2-year span from the EO episode to the Sunny episode.
It feels like a moment though. Like that time stood still for a while. That was big, one big year.
Yeah, honestly, very, very true. I mean, you think about, like, I just wrestled in Canada for the first time since the pandemic.
It's probably like a brand new experience for you.
They've only had like 5 shows since the last time I was there.
Yeah, like, they weren't running for a while.
This particular company.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they were shut down, and you feel bad, but it also gives you a chance to eke ahead. You know, nobody else knows what to do. We're all looking around, and then you got guys like me and Dust and Dino and Casanova Valentine. Him in particular, he did some excellent cinematic stuff. The Shred Shed with Kit Osborne, I think, was like an all-timer, very, very entertaining cinematic match. Loved that stuff. Loved what they did with that. The New Fear City crew, such talented bunch of people. I think Uncanny Attractions had a all cinematic show. So you had a lot of people innovating, but I think that was when I really felt like, okay, we're rolling. And that was around the same time the Goons were formed. Eel was really starting to take off, as well as Miles, and we had Rob to the group, and AK's always been around, but he's really hitting his stride now. And Saul is extremely talented, insanely talented. So those two things, cinematics and being able to be with my friends, like those are what really, I think, put me into hyperdrive.
I mean, you're able to accomplish your dream with more people. I mean, there's more people, like you each have each other's back. So you're all it's not anyone pulling, it's everyone pushing in the right direction.
100%. It's like, I don't know if you go, Robbie Radke released a promo today as well for this show. He's got a match with Ryan Mooney. He starts it off like, what does it mean to be a goon? And he starts talking about, like, you know, the opportunities that are given to you and you know, the different paths that are opened up by surrounding yourself with these talented people. But at the same time, you are surrounded by talented people. So if you are not talented, it will become evident very, very, very quickly. You have people like Eel and people like Rob and people like Dustin in the group. I think there's a very, very high standard for talent. And I think it draws the best out of absolutely all of us. We know that we can't just release a promo, because Saul just released this like promo where he jumps off a 4-story roof and goes splat on the ground. Like, he somehow pulled that off. You have to, and he did that a week and a half ago, and you think you're going to be able to just drop this promo where you're talking in front of a wall and people aren't going to go, where's the goon production quality? It's a gift and a curse, but I think a curse in the best way. It makes you work very, very hard surrounding yourself with talent.
So, all right. So, future question: where do you see the Goons in the next couple of years?
Jail.
Okay, that was a very quick and precise answer.
Yeah, simple.
Jail.
Is that a new
100%.
promotion that they're opening up? They're starting?
Yeah, JAIL, Jersey All International League.
Yeah.
People from all over the world, but we're of course going to be the representation for the good USA.
Oh, we brought it back around. I love when that happens. That's how you know you got a good guess.
Yep. So
I have a great guest. I'm a very entertaining guest. I've told people I bring a great energy to the show.
You do.
Absolutely.
The only thing we didn't do was cry.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to cry, go watch February, starring myself, Sonny Kiss, and Big Dust, directed and written by Big Dust. That's the tearjerker.
And we ended with self-promotion.
Yeah.
Always.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's damn good.
Kelly, is there anything before we let you go you want to promote, your socials, anything like that?
At the Shooter Cam on Twitter, Killian McMurphy on Instagram. Go watch Birds on Film on YouTube. That is Erica Lee and Dustin Wilson have a movie review show.
Very good.
We actually reviewed Sonic 2 on there. I was lucky enough to be a guest with our filmmaker friend Kyle. But they just dropped a Despicable Me episode where they review the entirety of the Despicable Me franchise.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch it yet.
Decide if it does or if it doesn't honk. I've seen all the Despicable Me's. I've seen every one of the Despicable Me's. I've seen the Minions movie, and I've seen every one of the 20+ Minion shorts that are anywhere from 4 minutes to 30 minutes. I'm not even on the show. I'm a producer.
You can't take all the spotlight. I watch all
that Minion stuff.
Yeah, well, you gotta you gotta be a good producer.
Exactly.
You have to be in the know. Yeah. You got
context.
Yes.
Of course, tune into the Electric City Showdown on Saturday. Tune in on Sunday. MCW is on Fight TV. Electric City Showdown is on IWTV if you don't have your tickets. So IWTV and Fight TV is where you can catch me this weekend. Next weekend, I don't even know. I'm all over the place. Check me out on social media. You'll have all that stuff. Go watch our cinematics on YouTube. That's Killian McMurphy on YouTube. February in particular, our latest one, the Valentine's Day cinematic, something we're very, very proud of. Go check out all that stuff. You're gonna have a blast.
Merchandise. Where do you sell that at?
Everywhere I put up shirts gets canceled. So
okay,
that's on Pro Wrestling Tees, but they don't like them. I also got stuff on What a Maneuver, but they don't like them either.
Yeah.
But I have a shirt where I'm smoking weed with Winnie the Pooh. So if you can,
where is that at?
That's on What a Maneuver. So if you look at the Goon store on What a Maneuver, that's on my link on my Twitter. When the original Pooh illustrations became public domain, I messaged Justin. I said, we have to do something with this. So I had Stephen Pike, a very talented artist, sketch us in front of his little Mr. Sanders sign, and we're all passing a joint around with the funny yellow bear. So it's
a good shirt.
That's a really good shirt.
Thank you. It's available in white, black, long sleeve, short sleeve, onesie. It's very, very happy with that design. Definitely go check it out.
Look past who the company is and just support the wrestler.
Just give me the money. Think about that you're giving me the money.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Support the person, not the company. That's what I always say about wrestling. Anyway, support the wrestler, not the company.
Very true. Very, very true.
Killian, thanks so much for taking the time talking with us. Good luck on Saturday. We can't wait to watch our sponsored match, the main event. JTG, Killian McMurphy is going to be one hell of a match. So make sure if you don't have tickets, you watch
this was a main event. I put this at a main event level.
Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you. Best guest ever, some say.
Yes, of course.
Better than Erica Lee.
The BGE. The BGE versus JTG. Catch it, SAT. On IWTV. Boom!
There you go.
Wow, that was great.
That's how we'll do it. Thank you for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. We'll be talking to you very soon.